Welcome to our Nova Scotia Health GeoView. This is the original screen that you'll get when you first log on to our page. To get started, you're going to click this Explore button here at the bottom. A few words about how this page works. You'll always notice at the top right corner, you're going to notice these 4 buttons. The first button is basically just brings you back to the original screen. The second button is your help and feedback button. As this is a pilot, it's really important that we get your feedback about what's working, what's not working, if there's additional data sets you'd like to see. So please use this link here to link to a survey and fill in the information. If you need help, there are links to videos for each of the tabs about how to use them. If you have any questions or need assistance, I've included both Dr. AJ as well as my own email that you can contact us. The next 2 buttons are the left and right buttons, and these are going to help you move through the tabs. So again, you just click left or right and you can easily move through the tabs as you see fit, or you can simply click on them. These buttons may become more useful as we have additional tabs that don't fit on our screen. Also, you'll notice that whatever tab is visible changes color, and you'll notice there's this little I button beside it. If you click on the I button, it's going to give you information about the data that you're looking at, as well as the help video to show you how to use this particular tab, as well as some text-based information about the tools. Okay. The other thing I guess you need to know is how to move about your screen. So if you have a mouse, this is meant to be used on a desktop. You can move left and right by left clicking down and dragging in the direction that you'd like. If you'd like to zoom in and you have a center mouse button, you can just use your center roller button to roll in or out to the area you'd like to see. If you don't have a center roller button, you'll notice up here in the upper left corner, there's the plus and the minus button. So the meat of the tool on how you start to use it, you can actually click on any of the icons that you see and it's going to give you information. In this particular case, you're going to see there's Dr. Robert Bush. He's in family medicine and he's in the Northern Health Zone, as well as his contact information. If you zoom in and you click on another location, in this particular case, you may see a number here, 1 of 11. So this may happen in locations where there's many doctors that are sharing the same facility, a hospital or a doctor's, one building where many doctors exist. Okay, so in this case, you can see there are 11. You're able to move through them by using this arrow button to go through them, and you get the information for each of the doctors. Okay, now that you know a little bit about how to move around and how to query or look at the data, you can now take a look at the meat of the tool, which is this toolbox in the lower right corner. You can see this toolbox, you should work from left to right typically. The first button is going to give you information about how to interpret the screen. So what do these letters and the pins mean? What are these little yellow areas with gold outlines? So those are our native reserves. And you'll also notice we have the boundaries for the health zones shown here as well. The next button across is our search button. So in this case, we're going to search for physicians. And you can see we have a number of questions that are going to allow you to narrow your search down. So you can type in the first name of the physician you are looking for. So in this case, I'm going to look for Dr. AJ. So if I type in her first name and I hit enter, you can see there's only one pin that's left. I can click on that pin and I can get information about Dr. AJ's practice. Okay, you'll also notice that capitalization isn't a concern in this particular case. I can also enter by last name. So in this case, I'll look for Dr. McDonald. It turns out there's quite a few Dr. McDonalds in Nova Scotia, so I can narrow down my search that way as well. I can also choose to search based on the health zones of interest. So again, this is a drop down. If I click on the button, I can choose which health zone I'm interested in. In this particular case, maybe I'm looking for the Northern Health Zone, and that's going to list only the doctors that are in the Northern Health Zone. I can actually stack these searches together. So I can now select a specialty of interest. So in this case, perhaps I'm looking for emergency medicine. Okay, so in that case, I can see where the emergency medicine physicians are, and then I can move along to the next tool. The next tool is called the Near Me tool. If I click on that, I'm able to input either an address, a city, a street, and find that location on the map. So in this particular case, maybe I'll look up Bible Hill in Truro. So again, I'm just entering a community, it's popping up, so I can basically click on the location and I can see that there are 7 emergency medicine physicians that were within this. So you notice that they're still picking up based on the filter from the last tool. I can then click on any of these doctors and get information about them. Okay. So in those areas where I'm interested in getting a surgeon where there may be wait times, so let me go back to my filter, and this time I'm going to look up, instead of emergency medicine, I'm going to look up, and again, I'm going to make sure my health zone is not set to northern, because again, it will limit what I can see based on the area. I'm going to look at cardiac surgery, and I'm going to close that. And then you can see there's a cluster of doctors that do cardiac surgery in Halifax, which is to be expected because that's where we have the facilities to do cardiac surgery. If I type on the address one, I can in fact type in a full address. In this case, I'm going to type in the university library address. And it's going to drop a pin on that location. I can close that out. So I can see that there are 9 different cardiac surgeons that are within that area. I can go through and I can click through each one of them. So here's an example. Here's Dr. Horn. I can scroll through. I can see he has a wait time listed for him. So I can click on the wait times. It's going to bring up a new tab, and you can see the wait times for Dr. Horn and the various surgeries that he performs. So anywhere where we're able to get this from the province, we have included it. Okay, the next 3 tabs are ones that are potentially optional for you. The first one is your layers list. So this is going to list the information or layers of information that you're seeing on your map. If you want to see the community clusters, you can choose to click that layer on and it will automatically appear, and then you can query it. Okay, so if you click on it, you can see the name of the Nova Scotia Community Cluster as well as the ID that the province uses. You can also use this measure tool. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to find out how close a couple of these cardiac surgeons are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the approximate distance from this location to this location. Using the measure tool, I'm going to click on my ruler. I can choose which unit I'd like to measure in, so I will leave it in kilometers. And then I'm going to zoom into the area, and I'm going to do a single left click to start. I'm going to go along Roby Street, so again, that's another left click, and then I'm going to double click to end it. So this is essentially the pediatric specialist, so this is at the IWK. I'm going to double click, and you can see that's 1.24 kilometers approximately from one location to the next. The last button is the About button, and this is going to give you information on how to use each of the tools in the toolbox here. Okay, again, at the bottom, we have a link to our feedback, because again, this is a pilot, and your feedback is really important to make sure the tool does what you would like it to do as a physician. So again, this is our physician directory tab here.